Okay, so you've got your 30-second minimum chest to wall handstand. You can kick up to the wall 3 times in a row, feeling really confident and comfortable. You can almost every time kick up without missing and hit the wall. Great. Now it's time to learn how to balance. We're still going to be using the wall. We're not going to be going in freestanding space yet because we have to learn how to bail and we have to get the time under tension and learn the proprioception of how to actually balance the handstand. So don't even go freestanding yet. Keep working on your chest to wall strength, and now we can start learning how to actually balance. So when you were kicking up to the wall, you probably started to learn this when you were actually holding against the wall. You might have found that your fingers were squeezing, maybe you were bending your arms a little bit. Well, let's put the actual method to the madness that is basically a handstand. So if you stand up, you can do this at home if you want to. If you stand up and you bring your legs together and you lock out your joints and knee squeeze, hip squeeze. If you lean forwards, notice what you do with your toes. Right? You're squeezing your toes into the floor as you come forward. If you go too far, you have to put that foot forwards to stop yourself. And if you come back, what do? You lift up your toes. And if you go too far, you have to pike your hips, or you have to bend your knees and your hips at the same time. The crazy thing about the human body is the hips are the shoulders, the knees are the elbows, and the feet are the hands. It's literally the same in reverse, right? So when you're up in a handstand, you kick up to the wall. If you want to bring yourself away from the wall, you squeeze your fingers into the floor. And when you're coming away from the wall and it feels like you're going to come back down the way you came, you have to push your shoulders forwards, or you have to bend your upper body, or you have to bend your arms into like a mini handstand push-up position, just in the same way that if I was leaning back, I bend here, almost like in a squat position. It's the exact same thing, okay? Or I have to lean my shoulders, hips forwards, which is basically a planche, okay? So 3 ways we can do it. Leaning forwards is fingers, leaning back is either planche or handstand push-up. Now, stupid analogy, Cali members, you'll be used to my stupid analogies, but imagine kicking up to a handstand is like throwing a basketball in a hoop, okay? The kick up is the throw, okay? The hoop size is how strong you are. So if you can do a handstand push-up, you can do a planche, and you can do basically a full back bend and a press to handstand. Your kick up, which is the basketball throw, can be awful, but you'll still be able to balance your handstand because you're able to almost like save yourself from all of these positions. That's why it's so important to get strong as well as getting skilled in your handstand. I'm all for both. If anything, I'm a bit of a brute, so I work more on strength than skill. That's always how I've done it. But keep progressing your strength. It can be so tempting in a Cali class to come into a Cali class, see all these incredible people kicking up to the wall and go, I want to do that, I want to kick up, I want to do freestanding ones. No, take it 1 step at a time. Chest to wall first, kick up to the wall. Now we're working on balancing. Next up, we're going to learn how to bail. Then we're going to go freestanding. Again, take it 1 step at a time and you'll blow past everyone who's just going to keep spinning their wheels doing the same thing over and over. Cool. Now we've got that out of the way. We're looking at the fingers. We're learning how to balance the handstand. Now, when you're actually balancing a handstand, a really good analogy that I like to think about is think of a piece of spaghetti on my finger, like this, right? If I push down on this side, the spaghetti's uncooked, by the way, so fresh from the store. If I push down here, the spaghetti will come up on this side because it has tension, right? I push down here, it comes up here. If I now go and cook the spaghetti, right, and I put it back on my finger, I push down on this side, nothing's gonna happen on this side because there's no tension, okay? What you want to do in a handstand is you want to make sure that you have full body tension, because when you're squeezing your fingers, the force needs to translate through your body so it actually moves around that lever point. If you haven't got tension, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna move. So a really nice movement to work on from the start of this is the hollow hold, especially with a partner. Do a hollow hold, find the tension, ribs down to the waist, squeezing the knees, pointing the toes. Your partner pushes down on your feet and your shoulders should come off the floor. That's when you know you've got good tension. That's also what a chest to wall handstand feels like. That's why I've been telling you to work on that as well. So, you're kicking up to the wall, you're finding that tension, shoulders up to the ears, core engaged like you're in a chest to wall handstand. Then you can use your fingers to bring yourself back away from the wall. Cool. For now, don't worry too much about controlling the other way. Just work on using your fingers to bring yourself away from the wall. Do that maybe 3 times in a row. Eventually, you're gonna start to realize like, my fingers are almost like a volume button. I can dial them from 100 to 0, right? And I don't need to be 100% squeezing them the whole time. At first, I might need to squeeze to come away from the wall, but I can let go of the tension. Eventually, I can maybe have 20% tension in my fingers and I can be balancing a handstand. If you stand up and you lean forwards, you'll notice that you have so much more control when you're in your toes than when your toes are lifted up and you're here. The balance here is nothing, but when I'm leaning forwards, bam, I've got so much more control, I'm so much more locked out. So when you're in your handstand, make sure that your weight is almost like slightly forwards of your knuckles and you have a bit of tension in your fingers. Once that starts feeling good, see if you can catch yourself as you're gonna come back down that handstand. So maybe you're bending your arms a little bit. Maybe you're planching forwards a little bit. This isn't a volume button. This is binary. It's on or off. You can only just quickly save yourself. It's a sharp, violent movement to save yourself. So you use your fingers to bring yourself away from the wall and bam, you planch, you handstand push up and you bring it back and you slam your feet back to the wall. This is perfect. Now, once you can do this, once you can come away from the wall and you can save yourself, come away from the wall, save yourself. You just start to then make the movement smaller and smaller, and eventually you're gonna start getting some really nice holds against the wall. Once you've got to that point, now it's time to learn how to bail, which is the next progression on the handstand. Now, one quick note when you are using your fingers is you do wanna make sure that you're almost like squeezing your fingers into the floor. When you use your toes, you notice that they aren't as flat, they're actually squeezing, and it almost feels like the joint in your toe is trying to lift off the floor. You want to do the same thing in the handstand. If the tips of your fingers are white, you're doing it right when it comes to this. So you'll have the weight slightly shifted forward, you're squeezing the fingers, and you come back away from the wall. Bam, you've now maybe started to work on actually finding that balance in the handstand, coming away, going back towards the wall. Now it's time to learn how to bail. Head over to the next video. But wait, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like. That way I know that you guys are enjoying the videos and I should make more. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I get back to all of the comments on the CaliUnity YouTube. And if you know someone else who's working on their first handstand and they need to know how to balance in the fingers and shift back and forwards, share this video with them. Again, the whole point of this YouTube channel, CaliUnity, and the whole point of the gym is a movement to make health education accessible to everyone, especially those that don't like traditional gyms but still want to get toned, strong and mobile. So we're taking the lessons that we learn from our world-class facility in Bath and we're sharing them online for free. Alright guys, so hope you enjoyed the video and best of luck with your handstand progression. I'll see you in bailing away from the wall.